Welcome to Himani Coaching Center. We are committed to simplify concepts and amplify confidence of all the students who are watching our videos to learn maths, physics, and chemistry. Today we are going to do questions on simple and compound interest for IGCSE, GCSE, and Cambridge board students. The first question is, over a period of 3 years, a company's sale of biscuits increased from 15.6 million packets to 20.8 million packets. The sales increased exponentially by the same percentage each year. Calculate the percentage increase each year. So students, let us first understand what are we going to do. We are going to use the compound interest formula that A equals P times 1 plus R by 100 to the power n. Okay. And since we have to find R, okay, so we have to make R the subject. So what should happen? So let us divide both sides by P. So this will become 1. So we get A by P equals 1 plus R over 100 to the power n. Okay. Now, in order to get what is the value for 1 plus R by 100, what should we do? We have to find the nth root of a by p. Yeah, because if I have to solve for this, what should I do? Find the nth root of a by p. Now let us apply this concept in this question. What is the amount here? Amount is 20.8, which is the sales of biscuits after 3 years. Principal is 15.6. So let us do that and write this down, that 20.8 divided by 15.6, and we are going to find cube root of that, and that should be equal to 1 plus R by 100. Okay, now let us use calculator and get the answer. So let us go to the calculator. See, I have done that cube root of 20.8 divided by 15.6 already, which is 1.1006. So let us write that down. So this is 1.10. Let us do this only. And this is 1 plus R by 100. Now what will happen? We have to subtract 1 from both sides in order to find the value. So this becomes minus 1 and minus 1. So we get 0.10 equals R by 100. Now in order to get rid of 100, multiply both sides by its reciprocal. So this, and we get R equals 10%. Okay, so this is the answer for this particular question. Now let us move to the next question. Here we are given that Eric invests an amount in a bank that pays compound interest at the rate of 2.16% per year. At the end of 5 years, the value of the investment is 6,999.31. Now, what is given to us is the amount, what is given to us is the rate, what is given to us is the time, and what is being asked is the amount Eric invests, which is P. Okay. Now, again, if we look at the formula, what should we do here? So, A equals P times 1 plus R by 100 to the power n. Okay. So in order to make P the subject, what will happen? P should be equal to amount divided by 1 plus R by 100 to the power n. Okay. Now we are given rate as 2.16%. So now let us find this out. 2.16 divided by 100 will give us what? 0.0216. Okay. Then 1 plus 0.0216 will become 1.0216. Okay. So now let us put the numbers. So P should be equal to amount, which is 6,999.31, divided by 1.0216 to the power time is 5. Okay. And that shall give us the value of the amount Eric invested initially. So now let us again go and use our calculator. So what are we going to do? We are going to do 6999.31 divided by 1.0216 close bracket to the power 5, and that is our answer. The amount Eric invested, the principal should be 6290. Okay, rounded off. Yeah, so that's how we solve this kind of question. Now let us move to the next question. Here we are asked that LN invest $5,000 at a rate of R% per year compound interest. At the end of 15 years, the value of the investment is 7,566. Now, if you go back to the first part where we discussed that in order to make R the subject, this is what we are going to do. Yeah, nth root of A upon P should be equal to 1 plus R by 100. Let's do that. What is here? Amount is this. So what am I doing? I am doing find 15th root of 7566 upon 5000, and that should be equal to 1 plus R over 100. Okay, students. Now let us find this value. Again, we will need our calculator, and we are finding 15th root of. So I'll have to do this, and I am doing what? I am finding 7566 divided by 5000, and I'm finding what? 15th root. So let's do that. And that gives us 1.027 equals 1 plus R by 100. Now we have to do minus 1 here to get rid of that. So we get 0.027 equals R by 100. Now in order to get rid of 1 by 100, multiply both sides by 100. Okay, so R is equal to 2.7%. I hope it is clear to you. So students, if you are watching our channel for the first time, please subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon. Also, if you are liking the video, please press the like button and share the video with your friends. Thank you, and let us move to the next question. Now it says Jack bought a new boat for 12,500 pounds. The value V of Jack's boat at the end of n years is given by the formula 12,500 times 0.85 to the power n. Okay. See, 0.85 means what? Just for understanding. So if you do 1 minus 0.85, it would be 0.15. Okay, and you multiply it by 100, so 15%. So we can also say the boat is depreciating at the rate of 15% per annum. Okay, many times you can get that question, so be aware, it's the same thing. If they say the boat's value depreciate by 15% per annum, it would mean the same, that we will have to multiply the principal with 0.85 to the power n. Now the question is, at the end of how many years was the value of Jack's boat first less than 50% of the value of the boat when it was new? Now there are two ways to do this, students. Let us do each one. So one is we can use calculator, and you see, first thing, 12,500 divided by 2 is 6250. So what are we checking? We are checking by the end of which year the boat's value first time will go below 6250. Okay. So let us do, so let us put n equals 1. So if you put n equals 1, so what would be the value of boat after 1 year? So 12,500 times 0.85, because that's power 1. So which is 10,625, which is greater than 6250. So we will reject that. Now we will put 2, n as 2. So if I put n as 2, so what are we doing? 12,500, okay? And we are multiplying by 0.85 and square. So I can use this and we are getting some 9031 again, which is greater than this. Now let us put n as 3. So we will get what? 12,500 and you have 0.85 and I will do cube and we will get 7676 which is still greater than 6250. Now we will do what? N equals 4. So 12,500 times 0.85 to the power 4, that gives us 6525, still bigger. Now we can see that n should be equal to 5. We can do this, but we know that this should be the answer. So 12,500 times 0.85 to the power 5, and now the value is 5546, which is lesser than half the value of the board, which is what the question said. Okay, so we can use this method and get the answer. Okay, so you can just use this method and get the answer, which is perfectly fine. Now, if you want to learn other method which has to do with logarithms, so I will just teach you that because you might find it, bit fast. So let us do that. So the board's value has to go down by 50%. Okay. So we know it is 6250. Okay. So if I know when will the board's value be equal to 6250, we can then find out. So let us put 6250 equals 12,500. Okay. And times 0.85 to the power n. Now we want to find n. So what will we do? We will divide both sides by 12,500. Okay. So you do that. Since it is, 6250 is 50% of this. So what will happen? On this side, we will get 1 by 2, which is equal to 0.85 to the power n. Now 1 by 2 can be written as 0.5 also. So let me write it as 0.5. Now students, in order to find this, we can use logs. So we will say log of this is equal to log of this. Now there is a rule of log which says log a to the power m can be written as m log a. Okay. So we will utilize that and write this as n log of 0.85. And here I have log of zero point 0.5. So what is n? In order to find n, we divide both sides by log of 0.85. So this will go become 1. And here we are getting log 0.85. So n is equal to log of 0.5 by 0.85. So let us go back and check with the calculator. So we have the log function log of zero point 0.5. Okay. And we are dividing it by log of 0.85 and you get that it is 4.26. That means the value of the boat would be 6250 by 4.2 years. So that means after 5 years the value will go below 6250, and that's the way you can use logarithm. Okay, so you can use either the first method or the log method, whichever is comfortable. Okay, now let us move on to the next question. Here we are asked that in a city the population is increasing exponentially at the rate of 1.6% per year. Find the overall percentage increase at the end of 20 years. Okay. So what can we do? Let us say, just for the convenience sake, let us say the population initially was 1. Okay. So if I know what is the population after 20 years, if the initial population was 1, we can find out the percentage increase fast. Okay. Now 1.6% means what? 1.6 by 100. Okay. So now if you want to know what is 1.6, by 100, you just divide it, okay, and you get 0.016. So now what are we doing? We are saying the population, okay, which, okay, let me write population after 20 years. I am writing population after 20 years should be equal to the population initial, which is 1, into 1.016. Yeah, because what is the formula? 1 plus r by 100. R by 100 gave me this, and I am just adding and to the power 20. So now let us figure this out. So what are we doing? We are doing 1.016 to the power 20. And we are getting that the population after 20 years would be 1.3736. Okay. That means what? So we are asked to find what? The overall percentage increase at the end of 20 years. Now see, what is the increase? Increase is 1.37 minus 1. So increase is 0.373. So I have to find percentage. So 0.373 gets multiplied by 100 and the answer is 37.3%. Okay. So this is how we do questions on simple and compound interest. If you liked the video, please press the like button and do share the video with your friends. Thank you for watching our video.